Now, if y'all have got your Bibles and you want to read along, I'm going to be over in 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, for a reading lesson. I appreciate the young man coming up here and reading Amen. What he read a while ago Amen. And what he had to say afterwards. The verse I'm going to read to you, or there's two verses I'm going to read to you here out of 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. I've been thinking about for quite some time. There are people that want to know more about the Lord. There are people that want to know more about religion. And I had someone tell me, I asked them had they been saved. And their answer blowed me away, and it's stuck with me to the point I had to do a whole lot of praying and a whole lot of reading. And it led me to these two verses. Their answer was, I'm not saved yet, but I'm not ready. What do you mean you're not ready? And they had an answer for that too. They wanted to know more. They wanted to learn more about the religion, wanted to learn more about Jesus Christ, wanted to learn more about God. Got news for you. You can study this all you want to study it. You can ask all the questions you want to ask. But you'll never understand Jesus Christ and God as well as you will after you've been saved. You've got to know the man. You've got to be willing to go to him and talk to him. He'll answer the questions for you sometimes. But don't think, I'm going to put it off till I know so much, or I'm going to put it off a little bit longer. I've got other things I want to do in life. There's other things that need to happen before I get serious about being saved. That's where a reading lesson comes in. 2 Corinthians 6th chapter, start with the very first verse. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that ye receive not the grace of God in vain. For he saith, I have heard thee in time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. It didn't say tomorrow. It didn't say a week from now. It said right now. Today is the time of salvation. When the Lord's knocking on your heart, right then is the time you need to be bowing and praying to him. Not putting it off. I've never heard anybody that's been saved by God's grace say, I wish I'd have waited a little longer. I have heard many of them say, I waited way too long. I wished I'd have done it earlier in my life because there was things I went through I shouldn't have lived through. And if I'd have died in this condition I was in, hell was going to be my home. I wished I'd have sought after him years ago. Lord saved my soul when I was 10-year-old. And I can remember riding the motor's bench for quite some time before I found salvation. Let me tell you something. If the Lord's knocking on your heart tonight, and you realize tonight you are lost and separated from God, and you get saved tomorrow morning, the time you realized you was lost, the time you got saved, fellas, you playing a dangerous game. Because during that time, if you was to die, hell's going to be your home. And I know these other preaching brethren, y'all have all been down here. Y'all have heard the truth. Y'all have been told what the gospel is. Now, whether the Lord's dealing with you or not, I don't know. That's only between you and him. Or anybody that's watching on this video. That's between you and God. No man can tell you you've reached the age you need to be praying and seeking after God. We talk about the age of accountability. That when a person reaches the age of accountability, that's when they more or less They realize they're lost and they need God. Well, preacher, what age is that? It's not like mankind's time frame. If we say, well, when a person reaches 18-year-old, they're considered an adult. Or when they get to be 21, they can buy certain products and all this. It ain't nothing like that. It's when a person realizes right from wrong. When they realize they are separated from God. I've heard of people 6-year-old being saved. My daughter was 7-year-old when she got saved. So it's not a matter of age. It's not a matter of... I always wanted to be saved when my entire family was there. I had mine planned out. I'm here to tell you that don't work. You are not going to plan your salvation out. Plain and simple. But I wanted all my family there. I grew up at Rocky Mountain, and Mama's side of the family was always there. But Daddy's wasn't there much. Daddy didn't come to church with us much unless a revival was going on. He'd come on the weekend. And every now and then his mom and daddy would come. They was members up here at Cedar Bluff their entire life. But they didn't come where I went to church. And I wanted my whole family to be there. And I just refused. Until one night, when I realized that all didn't matter. That I was putting something between me and God, and that was part of it. I had it planned out. I was playing a dangerous game. And you say, well, preacher, you wasn't but 10-year-old. You still have a whole life to live in front of you. I can guarantee you, if you talk to these other preaching brothers, we've all done way too many young men and women's funerals. Done the services at funerals of men and women, young male and females that had a whole life in front of them. Thought they did. They don't know. We don't know. Only God knows when He's going to call us home. Only God knows how much longer He's going to let each and every one of us live. So don't think you can just put it off and think, well, I'm going to go back to that answer that I was given. I want to learn more. I want to know more. Well, if you want to know more, get to know the person that you want to learn about. I've used this example once before. If I was real good friends with somebody that invented a new machine that done something nobody else had ever done before, and I had one of them, and the thing broke, who would I call to talk to about it running again? I'd want to call the one that made it. I'd want to call the one that I knew could fix it. But if I didn't know that person, would I be able to call and talk to them? No, I'd have to call somebody else, talk to them, and take what they had to say and believe what they was having to say. That's a problem nowadays. We got way too many trying to tell you what you want to hear. Not what you need to hear, but what they think you want to hear. They're afraid to tell you the truth. They're afraid to tell you that when you realize that you are lost and separated from God, it's going to be a feeling you are not going to like. It's a burden, it's a heavy ache and hurt. I felt like the entire world was trying to push me into the ground. And it was something I just couldn't get rid of. And I'd heard my entire life that I was the one who had to get rid of it by talking to God and asking Him to save me. And as a young boy, at 10-year-old, you look up to the adults in your life for help. And I can remember even talking to Mama about it. Mama, I don't know how to get rid of this feeling. And her saying, son, I can't help you. I can pray for you, but I can't do nothing about it. You're going to have to talk to the Lord about it. That's what I'm telling you. Quit trying to say, I'm going to put it off to some other time. I'm going to wait and do it on my time. It's not your time anyway. It's all God's time. And you're blessed by just getting another breath. You're blessed by having another day. You're blessed when you wake up in the morning and your feet hit the ground. Don't take advantage of that. Don't take it for granted. Especially if you're out there lost today, you're given another opportunity to seek after Him. And not to say, I'm not going to do it today, I got other things I want to do. It should be the most important thing in your life. It should be the most important thing on your mind and on your heart. I've said this before, and some people kind of look at me hard, and I've had some bad comments about what I'm fixing to say, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you're out there lost, I pray that the Lord gets a hold of you to the point you can't eat or you can't sleep until you make it right with Him. Folks, it's that important. And I say that out of love. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. That's just the truth of the matter. You have no idea how important salvation truly is. A lot of preachers will say, well, you don't want to go to hell. That's true. That's absolutely true. But salvation is so much more than you earning a ticket into heaven. It's a matter of you become one of God's children, and He is there for you each and every day, and the blessings He will give you if you just follow after Him and ask Him and do the things He wants done. The young man read 1 John, and it was full of following after God, loving one another. And if we're found doing those things, God blesses us. Now you, as a lost individual, you say, well, preacher, I can do the very same thing. I can be nice to my neighbor. I can work for him and do all that. You ain't going to get the blessings that one of God's children is going to get. Because you don't know Him. He don't know you. Go over to the book of Matthew and read. When He says, when it comes down to the end, He said, I never knew ye. You workers of iniquities, I never knew ye. Why didn't He know you? Because you didn't become one of His children. You didn't come to Him for salvation. You put it off and put it off and put it off because something else is more important. And when you're thinking, well, I want to learn more about Him before I commit to this. It's not a matter of you committing to it. It's a matter of you getting humble and realizing that without God, hell is going to be your home. And this life will be a whole lot better with the good Lord walking beside of you than it will be you trying to learn more about Him without Him helping you to learn more about Him. Let me ask you a question. It's all men here tonight. So I'm going to ask it this way. Single men, had you rather meet a young lady and be able to talk to her face to face and learn more about her? Or had you rather put her up on your phone and read something about her? Well, that's just exactly what I'm needing right there. That's just exactly what I want. Which one would you rather do? Would you rather meet her face to face? Be able to talk to her? Be able to see her face. Be able to feel the emotion when she talks to you. Be able for her to see your emotion and the way you answer questions. It's the same difference, folks. I'd rather me and the good Lord be somewhere off by herself talking than me trying to pick this right here up and learn about what is bothering me when I know I can carry it to the Holy Father and talk to Him about it. He may tell me, hey, the answer's right here. You turn over to this right here and read this. I'll guide you along the way. But He's talking to me. He loves His children. He helps His children. And sometimes He won't tell you a Bible verse. Sometimes He'll just tell you, this is what needs to happen. Or you need to go talk to so-and-so. So-and-so may not see you coming. May not know even what's on your mind, but if God has sent you that way, it's for a reason. That's the way He helps His children. You want to learn more about Him? Get to know Him. Introduce yourself to Him. Say, Lord, here I am. Help me understand. Help me along the way. But most of all, Lord, save my soul. And then help me learn more about you and more about your ways and more about how I'm supposed to live, how I'm supposed to do things. He won't send you down the wrong road. He won't send you down the wrong pathway. Sometimes it's a pathway we don't want to go down, but it's the one we need to. Because I can promise you there's a blessing at the end of it if we'll just stay on the course. But a lot of times, nope, I don't want to go down that pathway. I'm going to do things my way. How's that worked out for you? It don't work. I know for a fact it don't work. And we wonder why we're in the mess we are sometimes. Because we've not talked to the one who knows all things. We've put ourselves on a pedestal. That ain't what we need to be doing. We need to be putting God on the pedestal. We need to be putting His only begotten Son on the pedestal, working and holding Him up there and letting the world see Him. And when you do that, you learn more about Him. You learn more about the religion. You learn more about the doctrine. Folks, this year I've been saved for 49 years. My salvation means more to me. It's sweeter to me today than it was the night I got saved. But I'm still learning about my salvation too. I'm still learning what it means to be a child of God. I'm still learning what it means to work for God and do the things He wants done. I'm learning what it means when God puts something on you, whether you realize how little it may be or how you may think, well, that don't mean nothing. Why would you even want me to do that? That's not going to take any time whatsoever or any effort. Why would you want me to do that? But we do it anyway, and then we find a blessing. God has a reason for it. Maybe it's not for us to learn something, but for somebody else to learn something. I don't know why this keeps coming to my mind, but Saturday when we got ready to leave from down here, there was a car pulled over in the parking area over there that was sort of broke down. Told us he had dodged a deer and run off in a ditch. Front of the car tore all to pieces. And he's just trying to get everything off the wheels so the tires would move and he could go on about his way. We all wound up over there helping him. Got him on his way. Got in the truck going to leave. The young man turned to me and said, you know he was high as a cat, right? I said, oh yeah. Oh yeah. All you had to do was look at him and he was floating about that high off the ground. Couldn't believe anything he said. I mean, his stories he was telling us didn't even match within 2 minutes of each other. I mean, they just didn't match. What would the world done? They'd have took one look at him and the situation and say, hey, that's your problem. I'm going home. That is not what my Bible tells me to do. And to be honest with you, I thought about it. I thought about just going ahead and getting in the truck and leaving. But that's one of them times the good Lord grabbed me and said, whoa, one of your neighbors is in need over yonder. Get yourself over there. So that's where we wound up. We wound up over helping him to get him on his way. I hope us just coming over helping him planted a seed. And I hope God will water it and it'll grow. I don't know that. But I do know when God told me, He said, no, don't you get in the truck. You get over there and you try to help that man. That was one time I listened to the good Lord. But these guys that was with me, they can tell you, he was faced on out there. He might not even remember it. But I hope he does. That somebody stopped and helped him. Very polite, very courteous. But the world would have judged him. And unfortunately, y'all know how that feels, don't you? I don't mean to step on your toes, I'm just telling you the truth. Y'all know how that feels. And it feels really good when somebody stops for just a moment and helps, don't it? When you know Jesus Christ, you know Him right here, He's that one who will stop and help you every time you need it. Don't be afraid to get to know Him. How you going to know Him? Find Him through salvation. And don't be thinking, I'm going to put it off to some other time. No, our reading lesson, today is the day of salvation. Keep reading your Bible, you'll find out that no man knows when the last day is going to be. Only the Father knows. And when He tells His Son, go gather my children home, that's when it's over. It may be tonight, it might be 100 years from now. Nobody knows. So quit trying to put it off to your convenience. Because the old devil will keep working on you and keep working on you, and it won't ever be convenient for you. You need to get serious with the Lord. You need to get serious with yourself and serious about following after Him or searching after Him. Because once He finds you, once you go to Him the way you need to, humble, with a broken heart, a contrite spirit, a crushed spirit, and He reaches down and saves your soul, you're going to realize what I've been trying to tell you. You put it off way too long. You're going to wish you'd have done it years ago. And you're going to realize what a terrible, terrible game you're trying to play with yourself. And a scary game. Because if you die tonight in the condition you're in, lost, hell is going to be your home. That's my message. I know it ain't been long, it ain't been much. But I'm a firm believer when the Lord's done with you, He's done with you. Just remember, quit trying to do things on your time. It's all God's time. Ask Him and He'll help you. What does it say? Matthew 7:7, ask and it shall be given, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. Them just ain't words wrote down. Jesus Christ said that and He meant it. And I've never knocked that He didn't answer. I've never looked that I didn't find. I never asked that He didn't have some kind of answer for me. Sometimes it might not be the answer I was looking for, because sometimes the answer is no. But I found out later on that was exactly the answer I needed to hear, because I did not need to be doing what I wanted to do, what I had on my mind. That's my message. May God bless each and every one of you.